Yay! Woo woo! I hope you're doing well. I hope you had an amazing week. And yeah, you're just enjoying life. So guess what, you guys? This is part 4 of our 4-part series on overcoming emotional eating. And we're just going to wrap it up today with a summary of the 3 things that we've already talked about. And then guess what? No surprise, I'm going to give you some homework so that you can start applying some of these things to your life, particularly when you're starting to emotional eat. I just want you to be aware. I'm not expecting you to just be like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden Lauren taught us this stuff in the series and now I'm no longer emotionally eating. It doesn't work that way. Let me tell you, it is an ongoing process. But what we've done with these 4 episodes is to give you the tools so that you can increase your awareness about why you're emotional eating, when, how it feels in your body, what are your triggers, and so that you can start to overcome it. It is a process, I promise you. All right, so today's topic is feeling the feelings without food or fear. So that's really important because a lot of the times that's the reason we're emotionally eating, because we don't want to feel something, and oftentimes we don't even know what that is. And again, that's what this series has been about, is to help you uncover what it is you are trying to avoid or what it is you're trying to create from an emotional perspective, because we don't always eat when we're sad. Sometimes we're eating because we're happy. So what additional level of happiness and joy are you trying to create when you're eating foods or drinking alcohol that does not support your overall health goals? So is the celebration of the event just not good enough that you have to also add these external things? That's a question to ask yourself. All right, so I said I was going to summarize what we've talked about, and then here I am not even doing that. So give me just a second. Let me get to those notes. Okay. And we don't have a ton of time. I try to keep these short for you, so I should be a little more prepared. Okay. So, we are on part 4. What we have talked about so far are week 1 was identifying your triggers. Is it a place? Is it a person? Is it a time of day? Is it an event? What's going on? Week 2 was naming how that emotional eating feels in your body. Does it, like, for me, if I eat too much sugar, it's in my eyes. I feel it in my eyes, but not all sugar and not all amounts of sugar. So certain things, like if I get a Krispy Kreme donut, boom, instantly I feel that in my eyes. That's not a good thing. But if I have, let's say, some popcorn, there's this popcorn that has caramel corn and cheese mix that I get from Whole Foods. If I eat that, it's not that bad. So it's a little slower of an impact to my blood sugar level, so I don't feel it in my eyes. So that's the point that I'm trying to make with you, is where do the certain foods that you're eating affect you in your body, and how do you feel when you have this sugar? And then next is learning your emotional eating style. So we talked about that last week. Maybe you're all of the above. Maybe you're all salty, crunchy. Maybe you're sweet and creamy. Maybe you like healthy berries. I don't know. It could be any of those things. The point is, what is it that you go to based on the emotion that you're feeling? There is a correlation, I promise you, 100%. And then that brings us to today's topic, is how to feel those feelings without food or fear. So we are going to talk about that, and then here we have. So what's driving those feelings? Number 1, what is driving the feelings that is causing you to eat? So maybe you don't even know. Maybe it's something that happened in the past that you've just been in this habit. Again, we don't have to uncover what that is or try to solve what may have happened in the past, but we do want to be aware of it and rewrite that conditioning story, rewrite that story that we've been telling ourselves or that we've been doing. The other thing that this is what my jam is here, is understanding that your feelings are driven by your thoughts. I'm going to say that again because it's very, very important. Your feelings are driven by your thoughts. You have a thought first in your brain, and that makes you feel a certain way. So if you think, oh my gosh, this is exciting, you think, I'm going to, let's say, the water park. Wow, that's exciting. You feel great. But you thought about what it is you were doing, and you have some associations with that water park that then make you feel great. So I'm assuming that. So we're just going to go with that. And so what's really important there is that you make the separation. You start to learn, you start to teach yourself how to make this distinction between what you're thinking and how there's a through line to how you're feeling. So going very back to the beginning, when you're focused on, okay, this is how I feel, now today's lesson is, okay, what were you thinking about right before you had that feeling? What were you thinking about right before you went to grab those chips, those candies, that, alcohol, whatever it was? And then you can, again, tie these two together and start to separate these things out. So this is how you're able to feel your feelings without the fear, because you are learning that your feelings are driven by your thoughts. I'm not saying, oh my God, it's a sad thought and you just got to just switch to be happy. That's not what I'm saying at all. What we're talking about is learning the practice of controlling your mind and knowing that it dictates how you feel. And then from that feeling is where you're going to the eating. So you see where we kind of backed into that. All right. So number 3, okay, I already talked about that, which is looking at the present moment, not what happened in the past. And then number 4, the feelings for fear and hurt and disappointment or any other reason, we have been talking about making better choices. At the end of the day, that's what all this is about, making better choices. But there's a practice, there's a process to it, and you can learn how to do this because you're smart. I know you can do it. Okay, so that is pretty much it for today's lesson. Learning and recognizing how your thoughts determine your feelings, and then getting to the point where you can see that thought coming and then you can switch it. You can replace it. You can be intentional about how you are going to think when whatever that feeling is that comes up again in your body. That was week 2. Was that week 2 or week 3? So you will be able to, again, unwind this and unpack this and then start to make some steps forward. Okay, I've gone over time, but I sure appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day and an awesome weekend. This has been a fun series. I hope you've learned something. I hope it's helped you, and drop in the comments if you would like more on this, if you have any questions, if you tried something and you're just like, wait, now what did she say? Or hey, this happened to me. Just let me know. I'm happy to help. Love you lots. Bye for now.